the truth is, I started having the dreams about what I'm doing now at 18 years old. They never stopped. They never stopped. I started having the dreams long before, man, I ever stepped into it. I ran from that. I'm not somebody that was a goody two shoes, and you know where I come from, and Victor know where I come from, where my life was perfect and I was groomed for this part. I came from the other side, you know, and so when you've already done some things and you've already, you got a past, you know, you've done some things.
Which we all do.
Yeah, well, you got a past. So honestly, for a lot of different reasons, I didn't want this part of my life, if I'm being honest.
Really?
I felt,
You
no,
fought it?
no. I ran for years because I felt like I had done too much for God to use somebody like me, you know. And where I came from, you know, I love my dad. Everybody knows that my dad battled addiction up until he died. And so my mom, you know, sick, working 2 jobs, deep in poverty. You know, we grew up in the hood. That was my upbringing. And so why would God choose somebody like me?
Chip on my shoulder. I got something to prove, like a gun in a holster. Loaded, ready to shoot. Got big energy. Ain't scared to dream. Got big energy. Got big energy.
You know this a different energy, right?
Welcome to the Miller Experience, where we have up close and personal conversations with people that I admire, that's big fixtures in the game, and guys that's doing major things in the community. And my guest is definitely one of those guys. My guest is very special to me. I always looked up to him as a big hero, as a big brother. He's a leader, realtor, bishop, entrepreneur, and the Sumter County City Council, Ward 1. He's also God-fearing. He's a father, a husband, just an all-right, good man, great man. Not just a black superhero, but he's a true superhero. He came from nothing, and now he's very successful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud of this young man here. Y'all give it up for my man, Bishop Anthony Gibson, a.k.a. Munchie.
Yeah. Welcome to the Miller Experience. I got a special guest today. My big brother, Bishop, real estate agent, and new city councilman in Sumter. My man, Anthony Gibson, a.k.a. Munchie. What's up, Munch?
Man, thanks for having me,
Doing
man.
all
I
right, brother?
appreciate you.
Thank you for coming
Yes, sir.
on, man. So let's get started at the beginning, man. Let the people know, our viewers know where you from and who you are.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, born and raised Manning, South Carolina. Honestly, I've been here all my life. I never left. My mom and my dad, everybody knows my parents. Single child. You know.
So you spoiled.
No, most people know my story. I won't get into all of it, but the people that know me know what I had to go through as a kid. And, you know, I stayed. My mom got sick, diagnosed in 1994 with heart failure. So I've been her caregiver for the last 30 years, still is now. And, you know, growing up in the area, I was a local barber for a very long time.
Yeah, I used to have hair back in the day, y'all.
Yeah,
He was my
man.
barber, man. I had him cut.
Yeah, back then I had hair too.
Yeah.
So you know, humble beginnings, man, come from nothing and still working hard and still grinding. You know, so barber for my license still good. So since 1996.
Okay.
And my instructor's license, you know, I built connections and everything kind of grew from there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, man, you talk about your mom, you're the caretaker. I can kind of relate with that. My mom was diagnosed with MS back in 98. And she's legally paralyzed and blind and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So right now, yeah, I'm a caretaker also. So I totally understand where you're coming from on that, man. Blessings, bro. It's a job. It's a job. And if you love someone, you will take on that responsibility.
My mom got diagnosed. We were in an accident in 1993. I was broken up real bad. My left side is screws and rods for the rest of my life. My mom's heart got damaged in a car accident, and she tried to work a couple of years, but she was just getting worse over time. So she became disabled, and I became a caregiver over the years, man, in and out of the hospital. 2018, December 25th, She needed a heart prior to. I moved to Atlanta for about 6 months, and some friends opened up doors for me to get her some help in Atlanta. And my mom got a heart on December 25th of 2018. She had a heart transplant 5 years later. She's driving, going to the gym, living on her own, and doing well, man. So I get it. I think that's one of the things that kept me in South Carolina, being a caregiver. So if you've never been one, out of love, you would do anything for them, right? Because they'll do it for you.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I wouldn't have it no other way. Yes, sir.
So you mentioned that you used to be the local barber, which that's how I met you.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I used to have hair back in the day, so he was my barber. So I remember being there, you know, it was like being in the party sometime there, bro. You know what I'm saying? You had
Man.
everybody. That was like the spot to be. You know what I'm saying? I love you to death, bro. But it take this man 2 hours to finish one head because he's so busy talking about sports
Yeah.
or yapping
Yeah.
about whatever, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You be there all day, but it was fun.
Master Barbershop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's the shop. That's why we call it Shop Talk when we do Shop Talk. Remember, y'all, Shop Talk Battle Sex is October 28th. Make sure y'all click in and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, so I remember during that time, I seen a change in you, right?
Yeah.
I remember it came to a point, you used to put a sign up, say no cursing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what's going on with Munchie? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't use profanity. It's a barbershop.
Yeah.
So is that during the time, sure, you're a bishop now, so is that during the time you start to get your spiritual awakening or during that time? Or
So I don't know how far you want me to go back, but like,
as far as you want, bro.
well, man, you know, truthfully speaking, when I was 18, 19 years old, I gave my life to Christ back then. I fell off for a couple of years.
Which we all do.
I fell off for a couple of years, and I couldn't get away from it. You know, sometimes with us, when you go through things in life and the barbershop, you start to experience some success. You're young, you're making money, you've been out there, you've done everything. There's nothing that these guys out here doing that I haven't done, but I'm still unhappy. I'm going home unfulfilled, battling some things, nothing can fill the void. And around 26, 27 years old, my mom would tell you, I was taking care of her during this time, her and my dad, who transitioned back in 19, I stopped going out. Nobody told me, nobody coerced me. I was just going to work, making money all day, and going back home. And I just got tired of just my life. And so I knew what it was. And I started to turn that corner. I didn't talk about it because I made that step before, and I fell off. And this time I knew that if I was going to come in, I had to be all in, and I wasn't going to deviate from it. And so you're right. During that time, I started to turn that corner, but it wasn't about anybody else. It was about me. And then I had people coming in, the older people, that, you know, they wouldn't say it to y'all, but they were offended by some of the things that was being said. And I was trying to keep it PG as possible to make everybody still having fun, but make everybody comfortable. That's all. Yeah.
I mean, we was uncomfortable on the LeBron topics, but we get that later.
Well, you know what? Listen, was I right? 21 years later, he's still doing it and still the best in the world after 21 years.
I mean, if you say so. I mean, if you say so. I mean, that
The
what you
man
believe.
body of work speak for itself.
I mean, if you say so. If you say so. I think, what's the light-skinned cat from Golden State?
Steph Curry.
I think he's a little better. But I mean, that's my opinion.
You know what? You never gave LeBron his props. No matter what you do, he's
I'm a
always,
Jordan guy, man. But we're going to
Listen,
get to that.
I'm a Jordan fan, but you can't negate somebody's body of work. What that man put up in the last 21 years, the numbers speak for itself. The greatest, well, actually,
I don't see no LeBrons on you.
all-time leading scorer. And I have LeBrons at home. So, but it's just not red and black. See how
They look like bull colors to me.
Yeah. But, listen, he's still the best in the world.
Yeah. So, all right, leading to your spiritual awakening, what led to you become into the church, and now you're pretty much a leader as a bishop in the church? How did that come?
So, you know what? I don't know if I'll use the word becoming, but I will say evolving. The truth is, I started having the dreams about what I'm doing now at 18 years old. They never stopped. They never stopped. I started having the dreams long before, man, I ever stepped into it. I ran from that. I'm not somebody that was a goody two shoes, and you know where I come from,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Victor know where I come from, where my life was perfect and I was groomed for this part. I came from the other side, you know, and so when you've already done some things and you've already you got a past, you know, you've done some things.
Which we all do.
Yeah, well, you got a pass. So, honestly, for a lot of different reasons, I didn't want this part of my life, if I'm being honest.
Really?
I felt,
You
no,
fought it?
no. I ran for years because I felt like I had done too much for God to use somebody like me, you know. And where I came from, you know, I love my dad. Everybody knows that my dad battled addiction up until he died. And so my mom, you know, sick, working 2 jobs, deep in poverty. You know, we grew up in the hood. That was my upbringing. And so why would God choose somebody like me?
You the perfect person, man. Think about it.
I did too much stuff, and who's going to hear what I have to say?
People that's
Right?
out there doing
So
Yeah.
who's going to hear what I have to say? And it's one thing when you grow up someplace and all the things that you did wrong, you did it in one place, but then God used you someplace else. But what happens when you got to do it in a place where you grew up, when everybody know your past? And so I ran from that side because I felt like, one, I wasn't qualified. I had done too many things. And one day I ran out of road where you just can't run anymore because you're miserable. And so from that point, one of Mr. Pierce used to come in the barbershop, my godfather. He said, son, how long are you going to keep running? He said, I can see it all over you. He said, you're miserable. He said, and the torment won't stop until you finally go ahead and submit and give God a yes. He dead and gone now. He was in my wedding back in '06, but he was right. I didn't get peace until the peace I was looking for until I stopped running.
So let me ask you a question.
This episode is sponsored by Goings Law Firm. If you or your family member needs a real deal lawyer who knows how to fight hard in court, call Robert Goings and his team at the Goings Law Firm. They handle car wrecks, trucking accidents, workers' comp, and serious injury or death cases. If you want the best, you got to hire the best. Robert Goings and his law firm team know how to win and get you the money you deserve. Goings Law Firm is located at 1510 Calhoun Street, Columbia, South Carolina. Again, 1510 Calhoun Street, Columbia, South Carolina. Train So Hard University, where it's just not a movement, it's a lifestyle. You can contact myself, Excalibur Miller, on Facebook, or my Instagram, The Miller Experience, or you contact my brother, T. Miller, on Facebook, or on Instagram, Prodigal Son 36. If you're interested in being a sponsor for Shop Talk or The Miller Experience, you can contact myself, Ernest Miller, at 803-565-9752, or you can hit me up on my email at eaenestmiller83@gmail.com. You can also make contact with my producer, Victor Wesley of Vic West Production. His telephone number is 803-225-0021. Also, his email address is vicwestp@gmail.com.
So let me ask you a question. You stated that you're doing it in a place that everyone knows you. So did you feel like you was going to be judged or they weren't going to take you serious because you want to change your life?
Of course. So sometimes the biggest thing is when all of us, when you make mistakes and you're living your life, all of us at some point, until you overcome it, you know that somebody's going to have something to say about your choices and decisions. Mm-hmm. Even though they're doing the same thing, right? But the moment you do something that's different than what they expect you to do, or you rise above where they see you going, people always have something to say. But then you grow and you mature and you start saying, I'm not living for them, right? And then whoever got a problem with it, it's okay. I can't live my life based on other people's opinions. One of the greatest days in your life is when you get over other people's opinion of you. That's freedom.
Ain't that the truth?
No, that's
That is
freedom.
freedom, yes.
Freedom is, it doesn't matter what you think, I'm not going to let you control my life anymore based on how you think about me. I'm not going to walk on eggshells. If I haven't done anything to you and you still have a problem with me and my evolution or my growth, that's your problem, it's not mine. I'm going to live free and do the things that makes me happy, and everybody got to be okay with it. So I learned that, you know, based on my freedom of outgrowing other people's opinions, that I try to share that with other people. Look, live your life. Everybody's going to always have something to say, whether you're doing good or doing bad, but just live free, man, and do the things. Don't be afraid to grow and develop or evolve, because somebody's going to have something to say. You couldn't do what you're doing now. As a podcaster, you went from a CO to a cop, and nobody knew you had this passion. But imagine if you allowed the opinions of others to keep you from walking in this. You had to evolve. You grew into this. You doing what you do. 20-something years of doing tattoos, and I don't know what you did before, but I'm pretty sure that nobody thought that you were going to be successful at it when you started, or grow into who you are now. We grow, man. We evolve as people, and sometimes some people are miserable because they're afraid to grow, because they're worried about what people are going to say. And so if you're not careful, that thing can hold you for the rest of your life. You can't be afraid to grow because somebody is going to disagree with your decisions. People will never always agree with you 100% when you do something that's outside of their expectation of you. Whether we know it or not, there's people that know you, they know Vic, they know me. And they may never say it, but they have a level that they think you should get to. And it can be very low. It can be people in your family. It can be your friends that you hang around. They don't think you're going to do much. And then when you supersede their expectation, they don't know what to do with you. They can't handle your success. It bothers them. And sometimes it's not so much you, it's how they feel about themselves. Because I can't get there, I don't think you should, because we friends, or we family, or I know where you come from. But when you start to climb and build and develop and evolve, people are going to have a problem with it because they don't have the faith or they don't have the confidence to move in uncharted territory. And now you're doing it. Now you're developing. Now you're evolving. And sometimes you inspire them, or sometimes they become envious. Sometimes your leap gives people the courage to leap, or sometimes they get so mad they try to kill you.
And like you just said, this is my passion.
To be continued.
Remember me, right?
So make sure you check out the next episode. And also you make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel, The Mill Experience. And now we also on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. Make sure you download. Peace.
I can't be successful by sticking messages and rap or God's with me. Who told you being intelligent is whack? So place your bets. My faith is fresh. I'm gonna make it stretch. Cause I sat there eye to eye with the face of death. And you ain't putting work in unless you break a sweat. Bringing back a 4-course meal. Keep the table set. Step in my